Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. It's Wednesday night, and everything's right for the middle of the week. It's the middle of the week, and tomorrow's Thursday. But we do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Oh, yeah. And that's the name of that tune. Well, alrighty, Aphrodite. I hope you're all having a wonderful beginning of the week. And today was the day of the big rally, the rally to end all rallies, Trump's words, over there in Washington, D.C. I didn't get a chance to get over there, but I bet a lot of fun was had. I saw a very little bit of the coverage, not much. And so there we go. And, well, there we have it. And let's go over to Chatlandia. Chatlandia. It's a crazy little spot that we always love to go to because all of our friends hang out there and they chat. Isn't that lovely? It's a beautiful thing. And look who's here. Why, it's Weiss123. That's Catherine Weiss. She's one of our ultra mods. And she says, hi, Aaron. And Kathy says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. Awesome. And then Weiss123, Kathy also says, hiya, Peggy. Because she knows Peggy's going to be there any minute. And she's heading over there to YouTube. Then I said, hi, Kathy. Okay. And you won't hear me talking about my broken keyboard anymore because I'm not using it. My daughter got me a new keyboard, and that just came in the mail today. I haven't installed it yet, but for now I'm using an old Mac one, which works perfectly. This is the one that was defunct. So I don't recommend this brand. I didn't buy it. This was part of Red Pill 78's package that he sent me. I bought his old computer system for doing shows. He got a new one, so well, that served its purpose for a few years, and so that was good. Well, alrighty then. Who else is here? Let's see. Why, look, it's Kathy over there on YouTube. She says, hi, Aaron. And then I said, hi, Catherine Weiss, over there on YouTube. Then Peggy Dancer's over there on YouTube, and she says, hello, Aaron. Hello, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. Awesome. And then Kathy says, hi, Peggy. And then Peggy Dancer says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. And she gives a heart. Okay. All right. And that's, okay, so that's not the portrait. She was in the portrait before. Or no, maybe not. Anyway, hard to keep track. And then Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer comes back over to Rumble and says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Catherine. I'll be here tonight. Awesome. I guess I'll be in both places. Hard to believe that that's possible, but through the magic of the intranet, it's possible. So is this message. Thanks, Kathy, for putting it out there. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Also, give it the old thumbs up, the thumb what we used to use to hitch a ride. Now we just use it to say we like this video. There you go. And liking a video, you can like a video and you don't have to enter a strange car. That's right. You don't. We promise. Thanks, Kathy, for putting that out there. Helps the old algo rhythm and the algo beat, like everything else. Then I said, hi, Peggy. Okay. Cool. And then Valronian's here. He says, greetings, fellow Truth Questers. Then I said, hi, Valronian. I typed that right before we went live. How do you like that? And then Catherine Weiss says, hi, Valronian. And then Valronian says, hi, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Aaron. And then Peggy says, hello, Valronian. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron. Oh, she's over on the portrait channel. Look at that. I didn't make it over there yet today. Valronian says, hump day. I think he meant hump day. And we got another friend here. It looks like it's Reams of W Vlog. Double of W Vlog. Well, hello there. Arhems of what? I can't pronounce that. And she says, hello. I'm assuming it's a she because it looks like a she in the picture. She says, hello. Hello. Good to see you here. Hope you like the show. And look at that. We're all through the Chatlandia. We're all done here for now. I guess that means, well, first it means I need to take a sip of coffee. Coffee. It's awfully good for you. So they're finding out. All the stuff they said was bad for you. It turns out was really good for you. Turns out they're trying to kill us the whole time. But we're so adaptive. We adapt. So there you go. All righty, Aphrodite. Well, there you go. How do you like them apples? Oh, and Valronian says hello at our hymns of W Vlog. Yeah. Well, that's incognito, I think. There you go. Well, all righty then. Let's go on over to a place we love to go to we call it the Land of Zuckers. Some people call it Facebook or the Book of Faces or something kind of like that. We call it, well, we call it whatever we want to call it, I guess. It's a free country, right? And there we are. Here we are over on Facebook. Facebookorama. How do you like that? There it is. That's our thumbnail for tonight's show. That's episode 786. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty, number 786, full disclosure. Maybe I should change it to partial disclosure because we never give full disclosure. We don't have it all. Unlike the White House says, we have it all, or Trump and Q, we have it all. Enjoy the show. Oh, man, it's so interesting. Valronian says, I doubt that the medical fraternity is going to change its mind about tobacco. Oh, you mean there were some people during the COVID pandemic, the fake pandemic, that claimed that tobacco guards you against the spike protein or getting the flu or something. I don't know. That could be. And then Valronian says, the illustration represents DJ Donald J. Trump at the Looking Glass installation. I think the The way I understand the Project Looking Glass, they keep renaming things. And Andy said there was one time he can remember specifically that they called the chronovisor the Looking Glass. Okay, people seem to forget about that, but that's according to Andrew Brishago. If you believe his story, then the chronovisor is the Looking Glass. So anyway, that's the way I see it. People try to say, oh, it's something different. Well, DARPA probably had several different, many different programs going simultaneously in hopes of striking it on one of them. So you never know. Oh yeah, and Valerian says that reminds me of TV's The Time Tunnel. I loved The Time Tunnel. I really liked that show. I was so disappointed when they took it off the air after only 1 or 2 seasons. And it was a great show. It was like, wow. The nicotine receptor in the brain is why nicotine patch prevents CV. Okay. But nicotine is a highly addictive drug. And, they say, now I don't know if this is true or not, someone older than me told me back in the 80s or something. I don't know if this is true or not, could be hearsay that I heard a long time ago, never really looked it up and verified it. If you just get a drop of nicotine on your tongue, you're dead. So I don't trust any of these products with nicotine, because because like the patches, they're mass produced, right? Well, maybe the mesh isn't quite, maybe it's got a weak point and it's going to leak the stuff through, and maybe this batch got more or something. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, and Valeronian says, I remember my friend, the late Alan Vilova, once found a website which had a detailed schematic of the Looking Glass chronoviewer device. It reminded me of the Irwin Allen TV show Time Tunnel. Okay. Interesting. The other thing that Andy hasn't talked that much about is something he said they called the what was it? Oh gosh, now I can't remember what he called it. Anyway, it'll come to me. All right, well, let's get off of this. Look at this from Mike's Mayhem. Oh, this was made using AI tools. Really? AI, really? Well, I thought it was kind of cute anyway. Well, let's watch it anyways. Yeah, it doesn't look like they'd be going that fast, Well, sorry to give you some fake news there, but oh well, AI is entertaining us, I guess. And here is Anthony Brock. I'm not sure is some of his stuff AI too? I sure hope some of it is, so it saves his neck getting broken. Well, let's watch round 67. Wow. Looks like James Rohrback is here. And James Rohrback says, if you soak a cigar in water overnight and drink it, it'll kill you. Hey, friends, just checking in. Oh, really? So maybe that about the nicotine is true. Wow. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hello, James. Good to see you, buddy. And Kathy says, hi, James. All righty. Well, let's watch Anthony Brock and see what he has to do. Number 67.
Round 67. Weirdo in the comments thinks that I'm not man enough to beat this goat in a crate challenge. Let's see who's boss.
Easy does it.
Doesn't look like...
Oh.
See, that
Man
looked
enough
like
to
AI
try.
to me.
What's next? Round 6.
So that looked like AI to me, didn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he is using AI. I hope so for his injury's sake. Trump rally tonight. Look at this. Trump truth this out. Big rally tonight on the National Mall. Fantastic music, MAGA fun. Be there at 7:00 p.m. President DJT. Oh yeah. Gosh, we're all there in spirit, aren't we? Gosh, I would love to go to one of his rallies. Something tells me he's never going to stop doing rallies. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I think he's going to do them forever. And Dan Scavino put this out. Is like one of those eye trick things? Can you reverse the spin with your mind? I tried it. I sort of could. Maybe you'll have better luck. Look, 47 seconds long. Look at that, 47. Here we go. Could you do it? I couldn't do it. I just could not. I think it's because of my eyes. Who knows? Oh, did you know what today is, folks? Look at this. National UFO Day. It's not UAP Day. It's UFO Day. Let's get that straight. UFO, baby. Okay, National UFO Day. Kenneth Arnold reported what is generally considered to be the first widely reported unidentified flying objects sighted in the United States on June 24th, 1947. Right before the Roswell incident, he saw kind of half circle, like almost half of a crescent, like a crescent moon, like 6 of them flying in formation, and he couldn't believe it. He called them saucers not because they were shaped like a saucer. They call them flying saucers because they were flying much like a rock skipping on the water, kind of like warbly, not really steady flight. Interesting. It's interesting that they weren't saucer shaped, like a half a saucer, I guess. And then after that, people started seeing actual saucer shaped things. I wonder why that would be. No clue, Mr. Magoo. Thanks, Tom Ryan, for putting that out there from Alien Con. They're a bunch of cons that like aliens, apparently. And Enoch put this out. News Blast 17. The same people who turned on Trump and the entire Q movement are now scrambling to rationalize and bury their betrayal. Meanwhile, the real Q community, the ones who stayed on the train through every attack, every debunk, and every lonely year, are celebrating. We sure are. We sure are. Certainly are. They're excited, vindicated, and loud about it, and it is triggering those who left. Too bad. So sad. Your ops, your bots, because we never left. We never left. We kept the faith. We were right the whole time. Yes, we were. Why on earth would anyone give up on Trump when he's fought so hard to get this far and do so much already? It's so stupid that people would be jumping off the Trump train. They're being paid. There's no other reason for it. Otherwise, they're stupid. Look at this. Yeah, Mike Bales put this out. Meanwhile, aboard the plane heading back to Europe from the World Cup of America, they all got cowboy hats. Yeah. Yeehaw. Yep. They got a little taste of Americana and they're never gonna forget it. Maybe, just maybe, they'll go back to their home countries over there in Europe land, and make their countries great again, right? By giving bigger portions of food and being friendly, and everyone was just very mildly surprised, happily surprised. Benny Johnson put that out. Thanks, Benny. Shared it, I guess. And Trump says this, today's housing news conference and signing is hereby canceled until such time as we pass the desperately needed Save America Act, which I consider to be a national emergency. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. And I think he gave Thune a little, I think Thune went through the spanking machine. Let's see if it helped. I don't think it's going to help. He's just not a good guy. I never got a good read on him. Never got a good, what's this? Oh, thanks, Babylon B. Oh, time traveler from the year 3247 warns they're still making Toy Story movies. Oh, no. Well, to infinity and beyond. Again, there you go. You got to do it. Buzz Lightyear and Woody, they're pals, man. You can't stop it. Can't stop it. And here is the White House. Patriots in control reposted this. The White House. Always trust in the eyes. Look at that. And this is drop number 47. Q 622. I think we already did. America will be the world's leader in quantum technologies. Make America great again. We love it. The actual White House account. But I'm crazy. Yeah, we're not crazy. Oh, look at this. I was a big fan of the Jetsons. Of course, the Jetsons were produced by the same animation house that did the Flintstones, and they're kind of like the future version of the Flintstones. And just a lovely cartoon that gives a very interesting look into what could be our future if we only didn't have these satanic pedophiles ruining everything all the time. We would have been there, flying cars and everything. Oh, look at this. Oh, check this out. Missing half of poster. If found, please call 787-5. Oh, why? I guess you got to find the other half to call them. Half a poster. There you go. From Todd Wilbur. Thanks, Todd. It's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, happy 250th birthday, America. The real King's Day. Oh, yeah. The 4th is coming, baby. Look at that illustration. That AI is getting to be such a good artist, isn't he? He, she, it. It identifies as AI. And this was way before AI, back when we had something called ViewMaster. And they decided to do actually sculptures for the Flintstones. Of course, Flintstones was never sculpted. It was always just a 2D animation. But these are fantastic. Just fantastic. Wow. These sculptors really did capture these characters very well and their environment. So cool. Too cool for school, you might even say. I love those Viewmasters. Oh, yeah. Remember when men dressed like women to prove they had a mental illness? Yeah, they're still proving it today. They're still proving it. They have a mental illness, maybe several of them, eh? Could be several of them. Oh, look at this. First batch of Just an Idea, Antifa, gets combined 450 years in federal prison for July 4th terror attack. Enjoy that prison food, people. There you go. You effed around and you found out. And now if we get the Save America Act through, we can lessen the chance of a Democrat winning the presidency and then letting all these yahoos loose. Boy, wouldn't that suck? That's their only hope, because they got lots of years. They're finding out, aren't they? It's all fun and games until you have to spend 50 years in prison. And look at this. Isn't this cute? Happiness is puppy scratches. Aw. For the puppy and the person too, right? That's back when rainbows were good. Meant something good. Snoopy and Peanuts, Mexico put this out. Look at that. They got a piñata there. Laughter is the sunshine that brightens even the darkest days. Charles M. Schultz. That's a beautiful quote. He really did bring a lot of happiness with his cute little drawings. Oh, look at this. The Beastie Boys watching you get ready for bed at 9 p.m. after they fought so hard for your rights. You gotta fight for your right to party. Remember those guys? The Beastie Boys. Look at them. They're looking at you. Going to bed at 9 p.m. when they fought so hard for your rights. Man, thanks, Margie. That's a really good one. Margie Long. The Blaze, he's got a point. The Blaze. Trump. When I look at the Democrats, when Ilhan Omar thought it was World War XI, this is one of their potential leaders. When I watch AOC have no idea on a simple question, and then I watch someone like JD, or Marco, what a difference a brain makes. What a difference a brain makes. Oh, I didn't have to read that. I could have just pressed this.
That they're doing a fantastic job. Our secretary is fantastic. I think he's maybe going to go down as the best ever. And I thought J.D. Vance this morning was fantastic. I watched his news conference, and from Switzerland. He's a very smart guy. He did a great job. You know, when I look at the Democrats, I call them the Democrats. They're dumb. The Democrats. When I watched that, where one of them thought it was World War XI. She said World War XI. She read World War II. You know about that, right? This is one of their potential leaders, Ilhan Omar, who married her brother to get into the country, by the way, illegally. But when I watch AOC, have no idea on a simple question, what happened when she was over in Switzerland, which she probably never went there before, but she was. And then I watched somebody like JD or Marco. I said, what a difference. What a difference. What a difference a brain makes. That they're doing a fantastic job.
He's so funny. He's so good. So good. What did we do to deserve such a good guy like that? And Jane put this out from Ian Jagger. It's a requirement to be born in America to be president. It should also be a requirement to be born in America to be a federal judge. That's right. Elon Musk, that's in reply to Elon Musk. Just in, Elon Musk agrees it's time to ban all foreigners from serving as a federal judge in the United States of America. It's amazing we have to even say that. Shouldn't that just be the way it is? I mean, come on. Have we lost all common sense? Yes, but we're getting it back. After Judge Sparkle Sukananen protected non-citizen voting. Oh, God. Yeah, you see the problem there, folks? Well, those are people who want the country to go down the tubes. They're not going to stop trying that crap. We just stay vigilant. Stay vigilant. And the White House put this out. America is back. Kickoff celebration for the Great American State Fair, June 24th. Look at that. The Ferris wheel. Cool. Too cool for school. And this is interesting. Peru villagers attacked by aliens. The Pelcara alien in Peru. Now, supposedly this is a photograph of it. I'm not sure if it really is or not. but it's a video that's floating around, and here it is. Check it out.
Helicara alien.
So that's it. They never show it again. Something tells me this is not, it's a fake, but I don't know. Let's listen to it.
In Peru. A new shot of one of the Pelicaras aliens has surfaced. Peruvian Equito tribe villagers claim they have been attacked by aliens. Local media claimed that tribe members have launched nightly patrols to protect vulnerable members of their community, such as women, children, and the elderly. Pelicara alien in Peru. A new shot of one of the
Not much info there. Not much info at all. Nope. Oh, and this is interesting. Couple of Patels. Husband, but it's just a beach in the Midwest. What's the big deal? Oh, this is out by me, out in Door County, up on Washington Island. If you ever get up here, you got to go to Washington Island and check out this beach. Schoolhouse Beach. Very special. There's only a handful of beaches like this in the world. Check it out. So it's a stone beach. It's all stones. And the stones go out and they come back in with the ice, and they get worn and they get very smooth. You can lay on them. I mean, it's very cool. You can walk on them. It's kind of difficult to walk, but there's no sharp points. And you're not supposed to take any of the rocks, because if you take them, then it won't be there anymore because there's only so many of them. And so you can't take any of the rocks as much as you might want to, but apparently not. You can't do that. But there's only a handful of these stone beaches, and there's one in Door County here. So that's pretty interesting, I would have to say. And it's on planet Earth, so it's very convenient for us all here since we're all on planet Earth. Schoolhouse Beach. And here is Tina Peters talking in one of her first interviews when she got out. Let's listen to this portion.
I've always said the mistake that the deep state made in going after me was that they panicked. You know, back in 2021, and when all this came out, that we had the evidence, they just went ballistic. Jenna Griswold went ape. And, you know, I always say, if they had just not gone like that, you know, the FBI raided me, you know, they took my husband, they tried to take my house, they just kept going, they took me out of my office. And most people know all these things, but the people that stayed steadfast against, you know, with me and against them just kept me going. I've always said the mistake that the deep state.
They should never have done that to her. She's such a nice person, and she really did. She's got the evidence that can end up stopping all voting machines. And here's Glenn Beck. I don't play a lot of his clips, but this is an interesting one. Watch this.
He tells me why he placed the art that he placed in every room of the White House. And he's like, this president is here because he reminds me of X, Y, and Z. You know, the only president painting that he will not hang in the White House? This should
George
say everything
W.
to
Bush.
anybody because of war. Anybody thinks he's a warmonger. He won't hang his painting because he feels he was a warmonger. We were upstairs and he had off and to a side Eisenhower. And I said, you need to put him in a more prominent place. And he said, why? And I said, military industrial complex, the educational industrial complex, all of that, everything you're dealing with, the deep state, he's the one that said warning.
Yes.
The next time I was at the White House, it was right as you came down the stairs. That was the first face he saw.
Is that right?
He tells me.
Isn't that interesting? Little facts like that are really interesting. I find them very interesting. The Democrat Socialists of America hate the Democrat Party. Yeah, did you know that? Check this out. Sherry Debbie Chapman put this out. Thanks, Sherry.
No secret that the Democratic Socialists of America hate the Democratic Party.
I think we're all on the same page that we hate the Democratic
party. Democratic Party is not really our friend. It isn't.
So why are the DSA such major players in the Democratic Party? This odd relationship can be understood with the cuckoo analogy. In nature, the cuckoo survives by trickery. It lays its egg in another bird's nest. The unsuspecting parents raise the imposter as their own until the cuckoo grows strong enough to push the true chicks out. The DSA is the cuckoo inside the Democratic Party.
DSA is not the Democratic Party.
We must separate ourselves from the toxic Democratic Party.
We can put forward a clear, aggressive, principled strategy that pushes back against the Democratic leadership and the Democratic Party as a whole.
DSA candidates run as Democrats in safe blue districts. They slip through low turnout primaries. And once inside, they use the Democratic label as camouflage while advancing an extremist anti-American agenda far beyond the party's mainstream.
I don't agree with the Democratic Party, but it's a great tool.
The Democratic is a tool that we use.
Once in office, DSA candidates take orders from DSA's internal enforcers and working groups. City halls and state houses start running as socialist machines controlled by the organization, not the Democratic Party, and certainly not voters.
They have to have a connection with DSA's internal politics, and they have to be committed to the eventual goal of building a separate entity from the Democrats.
DSA are revolutionaries, and the Democrats are their first victims. And in city after city, DSA victories prove their plan works.
I think that the model that we used in New York is 100% replicatable.
And just like the cuckoo, once the DSA grows strong, it pushes the true Democrats out, hollowing the party from within,
building towards political independence and tearing apart the Democratic Party.
The DSA is not here to strengthen the Democratic Party. It is here to consume it.
We're not here to make the Democrats a little bit better. We're here to actually enact socialism. And socialism is not just better capitalism. It's overthrowing the entire capitalist state.
It's our duty, DSA, to cultivate this power.
The cuckoo is in the nest, and New York City is poised to elect not a Democrat, but Zohran Mamdani. No secret that the Democratic Socialists...
Isn't that interesting? That is a really good rundown of how the Democrat Socialist Party is using the Democratic Party as like the cuckoo bird. Just sickening. And the Democrats are too stupid. Their suicidal empathy allows it to happen. Suicidal empathy. We got to say hi to Operation Shutdown and also Chroniviewer. Welcome, guys. And so let's go over here and say hi to these fellows. Shall we now? Where is it? Here's Operation Shutdown. He says, hello, Kathy. And then first he says, how convenient to have a beach like that on planet Earth. Yeah, it is convenient. A good one. Oh, and John Phillips says, on rocks, yes. And Valoronian says, so the Beach of Stones is a remnant of the Ice Ages? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if it's a remnant of the Ice Ages. It's a beach where the water, the ice shoves all the rocks back up, and then they get pulled back in, and they go. I don't know. It's a whole cycle that happens. And let's see, Operation Shutdown, and there I said hi, Operation Shutdown. And Cap 78 Pack says Tina Peters is the bomb, diggity, boom diggity. The best patriot I've ever seen. She's a lovely patriot. She certainly is. And I said, hi, Operation Shutdown. And Operation Shutdown says, hello, Aaron. Look at that. Operation Shutdown just scored another touchdown. How do you like that? And Chroniviewer, hello, all, he says. And Kathy says, hi to Chroniviewer. And Cap 78 Pack says, hi to Chroniviewer. Then I said hi to Chroniviewer. And so there's that. Okay, I got to make sure to get that off of there. And I'm sorry, Kathy, I did not answer the bat phone because I just pressed on that video and I wanted the video to play without interrupting it. with the phone call, but I looked and I saw Operation Shutdown. I figured that's why you're calling. So there's that. So thank you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. Oh, and let's see. End Wokeness puts this out. 7 Latin American elections since USAID was defunded. Chile, far-right cast won. Bolivia, far-right Paz won. Peru, far-right Fujimori won. And then Ecuador, far-right Noboa won. Honduras, far-right Asfura won. These names are interesting. Colombia, far-right Esprilia won. Costa Rica, far-right Fernandez won. You know, Costa Rica, they should get some kind of special deal to get Costco down there. Costa Rica Costco. Doesn't that sound good? Let's go to the Costa Rica Costco. I just think that sounds good. We got to get a Costco down, if there isn't one already, to Costa Rica. Don't you think? Think they could use that down there? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, look, we can all save money now. Here's the Lowe's Home Hip Replacement Kit. Do it yourself. Serious savings. Do it yourself and save thousands. Just imagine how much you'll save. Everything you need. No hospital required. Instructions included. Results may vary. That's in the smallest print. Results may vary. I'm sitting here with my leg all chopped off, and I can't get the hip thing in. Oh, can you imagine the calls from that company? Of course, it's not a real product. Can you imagine someone would put an ad out for a fake product? Who does this? Oh, yeah, we do it. Oh, yeah. Lens crackers. All of them. Alrighty, Aphrodite. And thanks, 80s Rewind, for that. That's very nice. And once you get a new hip, guess what? You'll be totally hip. Totally hip. You will be hip. More hip than you were before. That's what happens when you get your hip replaced. You become more hip. And then, and this is from Alan Friday. Anons are ready for the tweets, sir. Look at that. Dan Scavino telling the boss. And there's our last show. Whoa. Well, how do you like them apples? Well, that's that. Well, that's the end of that part of the show. How do you like them apples? Going a little quick here. You know what? I did a quick search today, and I just want to share this with you. Because I thought, you know what? There's not enough UFO stories or pictures in the news feed. So I thought, what if I just look up UFO? What would come up, right? So I looked up UFO, just doing a normal search. I think DuckDuckGo. And yeah, DuckDuckGo. And this is what we get. And it's very underwhelming. I mean, this, you know, it's really nothing there. I mean, what is it? This, oh, world's first UFO crash. This looks AI to me. This doesn't look, I don't know. This is just a blip. This looks totally AI. This is, come on now, people. This is fake. 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 I don't know what the heck this is. I think this is fake too. I don't know what this is. Starlink, maybe? I don't know. It's very, I'm underwhelmed. This stuff is all, it's all crap. This one might be a real one. I don't know. Georgia Air Force Base, 2024. Get a better camera. This is fake. All these are fake. I don't know what this is. This is fake. I don't know. This is definitely fake. I'm getting to be able to pick out these AI pictures very easily. These are all fake. 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 Well, or a balloon. This looks like a recreation illustration. Doesn't look like a photo. How would you be that close to a plane to be able to film that? Fake, fake, fake. Well, this, I don't know. This is a Billy Meyer picture. So, and this might very well be a real one. Enticing Mysteries of UFO Photography. That's from Billy Meyer. And remember, Billy Meyer was not the only one to capture the craft that he was capturing. All of his neighbors caught him too. So if he's just got these things on the end of a fishing pole with a fishing line, his neighbors aren't going to be able to see it because his neighbors are far away. Okay. So that helps to verify his story. And it's just a bunch of junk. I really don't see much here of anything that looks real. It all looks fake. This supposedly is a real photograph. It was released by England, by the UK. They declassified it. I don't know what this big thing is here. It does not look like a disc. It looks more like some kind of sideways diamond or something. I don't know. But that's supposedly real. The rest of these, I don't know, man. That's the problem with AI, is you get realistic looking stuff. Now, how are you supposed to be able to tell? You can't. You just can't tell. Well, I think that I can tell. And these ones here, oh, coming out of the, yeah, right. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Whatever the endeavor. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. I'm very underwhelmed. This is a George Adamski picture from the 50s. So there should be a lot more real photographs. This one's interesting. I don't know if it's true or not. That's the thing. You have to always have that caveat, but we don't know if it's true or not because we didn't see it ourselves. Now, the one I saw over Chippewa Falls in 1996 was real. It was there. I saw it. Definitely was there. But just looking at a photo, there's just no way. Here's another one that I think is a real UFO. And now remember, Bob Lazar said when he worked at S4, there were 9 different hangars, 9 different alien craft or craft that may be alien. One of them, he said, looked like a top hat. That's this one right here, like a short top hat, like a derby almost. I think this might have been what he was talking about. Or maybe it was taller, a top hat. Yeah. So, boy, to find something real, you really have to sift through this crap. There's so much crap to sift through, you know? It's mind-boggling. It's kind of a bummer, you know? You think with new technology and advancement, we get something better, but we get like worse because now you can't tell. Well, I guess we can tell. Use your discernment. I guess that's what we can say. Valerian says that was back in the 70s and 80s before there was ever CG. That's right. And Valerian says Wendell Stevens published a number of books full of photographs of alleged alien craft. He was collecting all photo evidence from contactees. Yes. He also did it was part of a movie they did about Billy Meyer. And they stayed with him for like a month or two. And yeah, but they did something underhanded, which I think helped lead to the false debunking of Billy Meyer, because it took them like a long time to convince him to do this. They wanted him. They had this model made that looked kind of like the ships he had, and they wanted him to put it. It was on a fishing pole. They wanted him to hold the pole and have the thing dangle down, and they wanted to get a photograph of that to see if the string would be visible. But he refused to do that, but he finally relented, and he did it reluctantly. And then people now can point at that picture and say, see, he faked it all. So that's what I think that was there for, to make that whole thing go away. UFO Contact with the Pleiades was one of his books about Edward Billy Meyer. Yeah, I have a Billy Meyer book over here. If I can just find it quickly, which is really kind of hard to do. It's a little out of, where is that? I don't know. It's from it's by a guy. It's not, Billy Meyer didn't do it. It's some other guy from Switzerland. Let me see if it's in this pile here. Here's the Urantia. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Oh, I'll get that thing off of the thing there. This is the book I have, And Still They Fly. The Henoch Prophecies by Moosbrugger. Guido Moosbrugger. Can you imagine having a name like that? Guido Moosbrugger. And the pictures are falling out of this thing. It's not a very well put together book. And some of the pages are coming out. Like he claims that he was brought into space to view the Apollo Soyuz hookup. And he got pictures of it. He brought his camera. How would you get pictures? There was no other spacecraft there. Look at that. Okay. Also, I believe that his photos were tampered with and people put fake photos in to discredit him. Like, I don't think this is real. I just don't think, it doesn't look real. Do you think? That clearly looks like a Matchbox car in the background. I don't know. It just doesn't look real to me. That doesn't look real. I think some of his stuff was tampered with. This apparently was like some bright light that showed up in his yard. That could be a fluorescent light reflecting on a window. If you're inside, so I think that might be what that is. This is sort of interesting on this side. I don't know about that one. But there's a lot of photos. Here's Billy Meyer. One-armed farmer. He lost his arm in a bus accident over there in Iran. And here is a circular spot where the craft landed. There were footprints leading from it when he got off of it, but none around it. So how did that happen? Don't know. No clue, Mr. Magoo. Here's like burned areas where craft landed. Of course, that would be easy to fake too. You could just put gas out there and burn it for a while. But oh boy. Yeah, all the pictures are falling out of this. It's just not a very well put together book. And they could have left a lot of these photos out of here, if you ask me, because they just don't look that great. And he's got thousands of good shots. So I think this book, the whole book, might be just trying to discredit him and all of his evidence. These don't look, I mean, why would you include these? These don't look like anything. I don't know. I was all excited when I got the book and had a lot of pictures, but it's like, yeah, these don't really show much. I don't know. I don't know, man. Here are some of the more famous pictures that he did, that he took. These are fantastic. Look at that. And there never was any, try as they might, the debunkers could never find a string. Even if it was fishing string, you'd see a glint sometimes, but not so. And here's the other side of that page. Look at that. 2 of them right there. I guess the bottom one came out of the bottom of that one. See, the one on the top there looks a lot like the one I saw, only it definitely had the portal window things. And there's another one. See, these are very cool. Very cool pictures. Here's another one. Look at that. That's pretty cool. There's another one of that other craft. Look at that. There are some, now some of them are like, it's right next to a tree, so it makes you think, okay, it's probably just a model tree and a little model thing glued to it. That's kind of weird. There are some weird anomalies with some of his photographs. I will give you that. But all in all, and he's got just volumes and volumes and volumes of writings that he wrote from his about his interactions with these extraterrestrials. Here he is showing off a laser gun that was given to him by the aliens. It looks like a toy. Actually, it does look like a toy. And then there's a hole in the tree. See the hole in the tree? It burned a hole in the tree. Didn't they? This is from the movie, isn't it? Didn't they show that in the movie? If I'm remembering correctly, they did. Yeah. But this one, to me, this one does not look real to me. This looks fake. Looks dorky. And that one there, I don't know, man. There it is right next to a tree. Yeah. And this one right here where it's hovering over a little, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. With all those balls on it, that's so weird. That is very, very strange, I must say. Okay, I'm trying to find a good one here. This is a pretty good one. And some of these, you can see that the craft looks like it's glowing. And that's what Bob Lazar said. When they're fully charged up, they kind of will glow. And they eventually turn into a ball of light. There's everyone at his little thing there. And this is Semyase, I think. That's that woman there. Is her name Semyase? Yeah. Sketched by someone. That's what the woman looked like. Very human looking. Right? There's a little one in the corner there. Here's one here next. I think we already looked at that one. That was the one glowing. Yeah. Well, there it is. And there you have it. Here's another really good picture. I think we already looked at that one. Yeah. All right. We'll put this aside. We'll look at that some other time too. There's some interesting stuff in there, but all in all, the whole book itself seems like it's trying to debunk him. I don't know. And Valerian says, the ray gun picture reminds me of a cartoon I saw many years ago. A police officer is placing a little green man under arrest. The angry officer has confiscated the alien's ray pistol to the rig. Okay. All right. Well, let's go over to X. Shall we now? I think we shall. Since we're back on X again, thank goodness. I really, so glad they put me back on there. So glad, so glad. And here we are over on X. How do you like that? Through the magic of the intranet, there's our show tonight. Look at that. Why, it's a porthole's opening up and the wormhole's coming and you can go questing right through it. Trump is looking attentively at what might appear there. Here's Kaylee Trump, Kaya Trump, sorry, not Kaylee. Oh, and she says I've been living here 10 years, and she hasn't been. I know that's kind of weird. But.
Welcome into my house. We're walking in. This is the main entrance of the White House. We got my best friend, George Washington. We're real tight. Watch your step. This carpets can get you here. I actually tripped one time on the carpet upstairs. I used to play soccer in these halls. So. I'll take you guys up to the second floor too. Guys, so this is the second floor of the White House. As you guys can tell, it's pretty cool. They're setting up for stuff obviously today, but if you look outside, that's like the also front entrance, I guess, too. But we never go that way. Whenever Grandpa has like world leaders, they always come through there. But yeah. I'm about to do a speech in front of everyone. Look at my crowd. Alright, well, there's really nothing special right now because everything is getting moved around. This is the red room. As you can tell, it's red, and that's why it's called the red room. It's called the red room. That's the blue room too. Come here. Come on out. Hey guys, how are you? I'm good. So yeah, this is the blue room, and yeah, as you can tell, it's also blue. Come on, come on. They're just running through like a lot of run-throughs right now, so that's where they're gonna be like. This is where they walk in and stuff like that to the arena, as you can see right here. It's funny, I actually know my way pretty well around this place. It's not like I've been here for a few years. That was 2017, and it's almost gonna be 2027. So let's just say 10 years. Oh, that's my boy Walt. Walt, what's up? How are you? Hi, how are you? Wow. This is Walt. My friend is actually. All right, this is my friend Alexander Hamilton. What a chiller. Over here we have Benjamin Franklin, who's also my dear friend. Old boy Benji. We call him Benji. What a nice guy. Okay, guys, it's really hot over this white pavement. Let's get off the white pavement. Kind of sweating. All heart, a little sweaty. All right, guys, we're in the Oval Office right now. So everything's gold because my grandpa hates gold, so he actually decided to add a lot of gold to the Oval Office. That's a joke. He loves gold. It's just like his favorite thing on the planet, if you guys haven't noticed. But he loves gold, so he added gold everywhere. Even that's gold now. Just he has a very, very good like attention to detail. So everything that he thought should be gold, he made gold. This is his desk. That's the Declaration of Independence. But we got some Sharpies because he loves his Sharpies. This is a gold tray for Sharpies, some gold coasters. This is his chair. And then he has a Diet Coke button. So if he presses the red button, Diet Coke comes out. I mean, that's the Oval Office. It's pretty cool. I mean, the paintings are really cool. This is stuff that's been kind of around forever, you know? So it's really special. And yeah, this chair is actually pretty comfortable too. It's a very, very heavy, big chair, but yeah, it's nice. Thank you.
How do you like that? Isn't she awesome. She's Trump is so proud of her and all of his grandkids. Look at this. Did you hear about this? World news just now in a major development. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has just announced a historic triumph that changes everything. The Golden Dome for America, GDA, Golden Dome for America, has successfully obliterated swarms of incoming drones and cruise missiles in its first milestone test. They sent missiles to test it? Well, I guess you gotta test it. I still think they should make it in the shape of his hair, because Trump's Golden Dome hair, right?
Incoming drones and cruise missiles during its maiden milestone test. Employing advanced directed energy weapons and the Dynamic Defense Autonomous Defeat (DDAD) system, the defense shield autonomously detected, tracked, and intercepted the threats with precision.
Wow, that's awesome, phenomenal. Oh, how many times has Trump said the word 17? More than 17 times. Listen to this.
Percent. Who are they?
Hey.
Who the hell is percent? Who are they?
17%.
Who the hell are the 17%? Anybody in here from the 17%? Don't raise your hand. It may be dangerous. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So I think I might have been in Washington 17 times in my life. 17, 17, and 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. I spoke to him 17 minutes ago. I hung up the phone as you're coming in. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So you had 17 Republicans plus me. 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, 17, planning it for 17 years.
Nope, 17. Yeah, that's something right there. I mean, he was gifted jerseys with the number 17 on it a couple of times by different teams. Normally, that was when he was 45, the 45th president. Normally, they put the number of the president. Like, they should have put 45, but they didn't. They put 17. Isn't that interesting? Interdasting, you might even say. Where we go one, we go all. And huge news, Dominion has dismissed their $1.3 billion defamation lawsuit against Mike Lindell and MyPillow.
Evidence and now yesterday, if you don't see it in the news, they did one article out there from Law and Crime. Dominion dropped the lawsuit against Mike Lindell and MyPillow. That was yesterday. So, and I just want everybody to know it doesn't mean anything that I'm going to stop fighting these voting machine companies to, it was a nice gesture, but we are going to go, we're all in to get them, get rid of them, get to paper ballots hand counted. And here I'm going to announce right now, it should be within the next half hour. We're going to be posting on Lindell TV, everybody. It's 800-page historical drop of the voting machine evidence. This has never been seen before. A lot of it we have bits and pieces were out there. This has been compiled over the last 5 years. This will be right here on Lindell TV. It'll be posted, like I say, in about 20 minutes. We're doing a
So that's wonderful news. Thank goodness. I hope he becomes the governor of Minnesota. I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Minnesota election systems. They've been totally overcome by the Democrats. They control it. And I think you'd be hard pressed to win in Minnesota. So, but hey, maybe he will pull it out, you know? The Save America Act certainly will help. Oh, and listen to this. Holy smokes. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro goes haywire on the fake news. I love it when she goes haywire. Watch this.
Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got? Cut it out. You're in one lane. We have cleaned up this city. Yeah, historic, really? I'll tell you what's historic. What's historic is that I prosecute everything other than 10% of the cases, where the United States attorney before me didn't prosecute 67% of the cases. That's what's historic. I'm willing to take a not guilty. I'm willing to take a no true bill, because I'll take all the crimes and put them in. Thank you. Oh, cut it out. Do you know how many convictions we've got?
You don't want to be on her bad side. She's smart, and she'll put the smack down. Put her right down. And Q Storm Raider put this out. Boom, Trump signs executive order stating English is the official language, something that's never been done in our history.
In our nearly 250-year history, we've never had an official language, ever. The executive order expected to be signed sometime today. Bill Clinton made a move on this back in the 90s, but the mandate that he signed will now be rescinded. In other words, what he did in the 1990s is that he did not require agencies that worked for the government to provide English only. They had to provide more options for those who needed different languages upon which they spoke. Donald Trump's going to change that, and we'll see whether or not he sends it up to the Hill, Congress, maybe Speaker Johnson, John Thune. Maybe they jump on something like this with Republicans in control to sign it into law. You know, many times they've said, if you don't codify it, it doesn't last. But today, the executive order should come down from the Oval Office. All right, we got that. We've got this.
How do you like that? It's about time, eh? Huge news. U.S. Postmaster General has just told Congress that the post office, well, will not deliver mail-in ballots in the 2026 midterms to states who refuse to comply with President Trump's election integrity executive order. Boom! You can't cheat if you don't get the mail. You can't cheat by mail if you can't use the mail. That's hilarious.
Rogue judges, very bad people, very bad judges. But that's the only way that can be changed, and hopefully we'll win an appeal if it is. But I don't see how anybody can challenge it. I don't see how they can challenge it. Take some time, and I'll make this signature absolutely perfect. So it looks very good.
This is funny. Watch this.
So far, so good.
So entertaining.
Okay. So.
And he doesn't even smile. That's so funny. Oh, that Elon Musk put this out. Look at this. This is so funny.
We are about to enter a political period that will have
How do you like that? Oh, I have to go over here and something I put up on the screen, but the video is still playing. Valeronian says, Alan Vilova once told me that when he was much younger, he was on a trip to New York where he interrupted Donald Trump's wedding reception to shout 17 at DJ Trump. He said he didn't know why he did this at the time. And it wasn't a wedding reception, apparently, because I remember the story too. He said that it's probably in one of our old shows too. I don't know which one. That it was a photo shoot. It was a photo shoot, with Marla Maples. So his photo shoot probably for the upcoming wedding. So it wasn't the actual wedding. It was just a photo shoot. They were all dressed up though. And he opened the door and he yelled 17. And his friends were like, why'd you say that? I don't know. He didn't know. So that was an interesting story. So thanks for bringing that back up, Valronian. That's awesome. Oops. I like what Elon Musk did. He just let the rocket do the talking. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is great. Nathan Cook put this out. And this gal here, we've highlighted her before, but she's really awesome. Man. Watch this.
What do you think?
I think that's offensive.
It's offensive?
Yeah, it's not your culture, so I don't think you should appropriate it.
Whose culture is it?
Native Americans.
Who are the Native Americans?
The people who were here before Christopher Columbus was here, so they were on this land before us.
Okay. So why does that mean it's offensive? How does that correlate?
I mean, but that's just like, it's not. I just don't think it's okay. I mean, it's.
Is my costume offensive?
I mean, it'd be way different if it was a white person doing blackface.
It would be different. Why would it be different?
Because it's more offensive. I have the white privilege to not go through what other racial groups go through.
What do you think about Elizabeth Warren?
I don't really have an opinion on her.
Would you vote for her if she was going up against Trump?
Yeah.
You don't think it's offensive that maybe she lied about being a Native American? Because this is offensive, you said. Is it offensive to lie about being a Native American to get into college?
She got into college. She got a scholarship. She got all kinds of stuff. Yep.
Well, what's the evidence that she lied? Because
she said she did.
She admitted it. Yeah. She got caught big time by Trump. Yep. Trump trolled her, and she even went and had a test. Trump says, I'm more Indian than she is. She's like 1,000th% or something. Oh, and here is some Europeans laughing at the proportions in America. Look at this. This is pretty good.
Okay, well, we clearly didn't know the sizes of pizza because we ordered 7 of them. Oh my God.
I just ordered a Diet Coke and it's bigger than my whole life. It's literally bigger than my whole head. You would never get that kind of portion in the UK. It's huge.
Look at this. A club sandwich. Look at that. I've already eaten half the fries off of it. Massive. It's actually like 2 full sandwiches.
What? I asked a medium size. That's medium. Ma che medium? Madonna! My entire family can drink from here for 1 month.
It changes when you're big.
I can feel it. I've given up.
You're so tired.
The size of an adult's arm. Not bad, eh? Surely not one man can eat that. Yeah, look, it's only $3.49.
Are you kidding me? This is 1 box of M&Ms. What are we doing, America?
This is crazy. The size of this. And that's not even the biggest. It's an extra large cup too.
It's not even the biggest. There's an extra large cup. Whoa, look at her face. Oh, it's so fun watching Europeans. And look at this. Fire reacts to frequency. Look at this. Oh, fire. This is fascinating.
Whoa!
So the frequencies of that song are igniting this flammable liquid or he lights it actually. So it's just increasing the flame, certain tones, frequencies. Wow. We're just barely scratching the surface of what the heck sound is and what you can do with it. Isn't that amazing? The fire doesn't just burn, it reacts violently, bursting into large jets of flame, moving, pulsing, and taking an almost living form. Yeah, I think fire is alive, some sort of plasma way. So maybe Elon could take this and incorporate sounds into his rocket engines to make them fire even more. Do you think that would work? Interesting. Elon, check it out. Oh, here is, this gal here is Epstein's niece. Epstein's niece. Check this out.
I am Jeff Epstein's niece. My father and stepmother had a baby girl in 1991 who was raised by another family. In 1998, they assigned me her birth date on my birth certificate, which they waited 10 years to file, claiming my stepmother was my biological mother, and finally put me in school in the gifted program. You know, my parents were upstanding citizens. My father was a divorce attorney. It goes back for generations. I remember my father confessing that my oldest brother is 8 years younger than him. They told me that we belonged to the cult of Baal. My great-grandfather, according to my father, was Walt Disney. Before he moved to the United States, his name was Artur Bick, and his twin sister, who he had children with, who I am descended from, was named Minnie. That's where we get Mickey and Minnie Mouse. It's very cute, right? Except for when you consider the abuse that I suspect is still happening to children who go into the entertainment industry.
Wow. The cult of Baal. And did she say that Walt Disney was her grandfather? Walt Disney and his twin sister had kids? Weird. So dark. Gosh. How can people live with themselves doing dark stuff like that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Oh, this is good. Sassafras 84 put this out. This is great.
How are you a black conservative? How are you a black Democrat? You mean the same party you say has been helping you for decades, but your communities look worse, not better? You mean the same party that started the Ku Klux Klan and somehow convinced you they're your savior? You mean the same political machine where LBJ, after signing the Civil Rights Act, said they're going to keep these niggas voting for generations. 62 years later, and you're still predictable. They dangled a black male president in front of you that did nothing for black people and everything for gay people, and a black female president that advertised to you with white people tacos and Megan Thee Stallion twerking on stage. And you never stopped to question that? They told you they were fighting poverty, but really they went and knocked on the doors of black families and told them that if they got rid of the man in the household, they could have this money and what we now know as the welfare system. They strategically demolished the nuclear family, leaving over half of the mothers in our community single mothers for generations, policies that incentivize broken homes, dependency instead of independence. They made it so you systematically rely on them, and now over half of the black households are dependent on the government. And they tell you crime is someone else's fault, while your neighborhoods keep getting worse in the very cities that they run. They build organizations, collect millions in donations, and somehow your community is still struggling while that money goes to $1 million homes, DoorDash, and new cars. And now they've got you fighting for illegal immigrants that take your jobs and have been killing your people, and they still give you nothing. So let me ask you again, how are you a black Democrat?
Very good question. Very good question. Or a Democrat at all. Yeah, they don't do anything for anybody but themselves. Oh, this is great. This is great. A bunch of work.
Hi. You believe in living together before you're married?
Lord, I don't even believe in living together after you're married.
The number one Dolly Parton pet peeve.
Nobody notices I've got a great ass, too. You ever wish you were born a guy? Do I ever wish I was born a guy? Lord, no, I've always been a sissy. And if I'd have been born a man, I'd have been a drag queen.
First thing you do when you get out of bed in the morning?
I usually get up, put on my clothes, and go home.
Okay,
I'm asking you a question on behalf of myself and my school. I'm an editor of my school newspaper in Simi Valley. The question is, if you could tell teenagers of America today one thing, whether it be advice or something of support, what would it be?
I would say, act like it's raining every day and wear your rubbers. I saw an ad the other day that said, you too can look like Dolly Parton for only $500. Boy, I wish I'd have seen that ad before I dished out the millions it cost me to look like Dolly Parton. But this woman, I thought was beautiful. You know, it's like, and she had this beautiful peroxide hair, had it piled on her head, red nails, high heel shoes, and I just thought she was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And Mama said, oh, she ain't nothing but trash. So I thought, that's what I want to be, Mama.
These are rapid fire questions. You just answer them first thing that comes to your mind. Favorite color?
Clairol, number 249.
That's funny.
Yes, mine too.
Do you get tired of dumb blonde jokes?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Because we know we're not dumb and we know we're not blonde.
That's my girl.
Right by Tom Jones' house. And after about 3 or 4 margaritas, I thought, you know what? We're right here in his yard. I'm going to streak through there. And so I did. And that was before he built the fence. Right after that, they built the
Oh, boy.
What do you want on your tombstone?
On my tombstone?
I didn't write these.
I think tombstone, pepperoni, mushrooms. Oh, the pizza you made? Of course. I ain't going anywhere soon, so forget that.
Were you always bunched up at the top?
I've always had biggins, but
Yeah.
but I've had a little help lately.
You have?
Yeah, well, it's when my husband said, let me see your boobs, and had to pull my skirt up. I thought I'd better do. What?
So how are you defying age, Dolly? What you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Just I'm a cartoon, so I just look the same all the time. Same thing. I just put mine on. So
But you've been open about that. You have had some work done. Some tucks and pulls and
yes,
sucks.
I have, and I'll have some more when I need them.
Really? And you say you have to keep them groomed.
Oh, I do. I call these my weapons of mass distraction.
Hi, Dolly. I'd like to know, how long does it take to do your hair?
How would I know? I'm never there. I've had people to say to me, take it off, take it off. Well, I'm going to take it off right now, right in front of you. Okay, here I go. Now that I'm older, people holler, put it on, put it back on. You know that this guy is single. And I just want you to know that if I was 20 years younger and I was single, and you like little blondes with the big hair and big ideas, that I would be giving you a run for your money. Randy Travis! Everybody's comfort zone is different. But I do wear the shoes. I'm so used to wearing them. I loved high heels before I knew I was even going to be short. So, but I wear them. I can't even reach my cabinets and things, so I often wear them. You know, it's like when I'm in Japan, though, it's perfect. I can wear my flats because I can reach everything. One day, some redneck they put gasoline in a Coke can. Can you believe how bad people are? And the poor thing just went crazy, and it broke out of the pen. And it started toward Sevierville because Pigeon Ford's about 8 miles from Sevierville. And it just ran all the way down, and it was just going down there. And then, all of a sudden it just fell over.
Oh.
No.
Dead?
No, it was out of gas.
God, she's so funny. She's got great timing. Weapons of mass distraction. She's so funny. Don't you love that? This guy's 5-year-old was suspended, documenting libs. And listen to his story. It's pretty interesting.
My 5-year-old is suspended from school for fighting. And evidently, I didn't react to the situation the way that the school administration thought I was going to. I get a phone call, I'm at work.
principal says, hey, your son got in a fight at school today. All right, is he okay? He's fine. We're going to need you to come in and talk about it. You want me to come in before school tomorrow or after school today, or how you want to handle this? He said, well, no, you got to come right now because your son's not going to be able to stay in school today. I said, well, you just told me he was fine. Oh, no. He is fine, sir, but he's going to have to be removed from school today. So not fully understanding what the problem is. I leave work and I go to the school to have our little sit-down powwow. And you got the principal, you got the assistant principal, you got a counselor, you got a school nurse, and you got my son, and you got this other kid. Okay? And I look at my son, I say, you all right, son? He said, yes, sir. I said, all right. The principal, kind of steps in between and starts talking. I said, no, sir, hold on. I said, son, what happened here today? And my son proceeds to tell me the story. He said, this kid right here was picking on me at recess. And he wouldn't stop. And I said, son, did you ask him to stop picking on you? He said, yes, sir. I said, how many times did you ask him to stop picking on you? He said, one time, sir. Did he hear you ask? He said, yes, sir, he did. I turned to the principal and I says, hey, so what's the problem here? The principal goes on to tell me, look, we cannot promote this kind of behavior in the schools. And I said, I agree completely. Bullies should be reprimanded for their actions. I have absolutely no discord with that. I agree 100%. Kind of puzzled, the principal looks at me, he says, no, well, yeah, you can't have bullying, but we can't have fighting in school. The kid was bullying my son. My son asked the child to stop. The child did not, and he felt the repercussions of his actions. I don't see the problem here. He said, we have a zero tolerance for fighting. I said, this wasn't a fight. Clearly, my son beat the crap out of this kid, this bully. He said, your son's going to be suspended for 3 days. I said, is that so? He said, yes, sir. We can't have fighting in the school, no matter what. He should have told a teacher. Well, what was the kid doing to bully him? He said, well, we don't exactly know. And I said, so how do you know that he was able to tell a teacher? What if the kid was in his way? What if the kid was pushing him? What if the kid had hands on my son? I said, if you don't know the situation, how are you going to reprimand my son when you don't know what happened? Zero tolerance policy, sir. He's got a 3-day suspension. I said, that's fine. Not a problem at all. I turned to my son. I looked at the kid that he beat up. And the kid that he beat up, I said, son, I'll tell you one thing. You're going to think twice before you bully my son again. I turned to my son. I gave him knuckles right there in the principal's office in front of everybody. I said, son, I'm proud of you. I said, you aren't suspended from school for 3 days. I said, you got a 3-day vacation. It's hunting season. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the way he handled that. That's the best you could do, I think. These schools are crazy. This is what happens when campus logic defeats itself. This is hilarious. This is the same gal. She's so good.
Y'all to get out here with your sign.
What do you mean? Oh, you have borders on this campus?
No, we have this space reserved as an official event.
Yeah, so you have borders. Where's your borders at?
This whole green area right here.
Oh, so you want to control who comes in and out, like an ICE agent or a border patrol agent. You wouldn't dare act like a fascist, would you? I would really encourage you on a rally on a campus. This is an event for sanctuary campuses. You probably shouldn't act like a fascist border patrol agent. You should take down your borders and let whoever wants on the space, okay? Why is your lip quivering?
Made your lip quivering.
Because you've been called out on how you're acting exactly like how you don't, what you're advocating against. You're acting just like them.
No response.
So if you believe in illegal aliens allowing to have sanctuary on this campus, put your money where your mouth is, leave me alone, and let me have sanctuary on this campus, okay?
Y'all to get out here with your sign.
What do you mean? Oh, you have borders on this campus.
Isn't that hilarious? She's so good. She's so good. Okay, the fraudsters always complain the loudest. Let's listen to Elon Musk.
Why this rage against you now? First they hated him, now they hate both of you.
Well, I think we're seeing an antibody reaction from those who are receiving the wasteful and fraudulent money.
They're being exposed.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be exposed. With
I'll tell you a lesson I learned at PayPal. You know who complained the loudest, the quickest and the loudest and with the most amount of righteous indignation? The fraudsters. That's who complained first, loudest, and they would generally have this immense overreaction. That's how we knew they were the fraudsters.
Why this rage against you now?
Because they're fraudsters. That's why they're raging. Oh, and you might have heard this. I've heard this story before too. This is Patrick Byrne. And let's listen to this story, what he was asked to do by the FBI.
Why they did not, I know what's in the Durham report, and I'm going to say it here. I bribed Hillary Clinton $18 million. I facilitated a bribe for Hillary Clinton on January 14th, 2016, right here in this town. On behalf of the FBI, they came to me around December 1st, 2015. They told me Hillary Clinton had accepted a bribe from Turkey for $20 million. They told me that I would be working for a group in New York, FBI agents, who had authorization to set Hillary Clinton up in a sting. They asked me to facilitate a bribe for her, an $18 million bribe from another government. The bag man from that other government was, I was to befriend, and I was to get that person 10 minutes alone in a room with Hillary Clinton. I did. On January 14th, 2016, Hillary Clinton was in this town, and she met in a way that was kept off her schedule. She accepted an $18 million bribe. But General Barr knows this. This is the Durham. They know this was what is behind it all. And I'll even tell you, I'm going to drop one more thing. I've been waiting to say this publicly, and this is what really happened. I will tell you, if you hear this and you give me 90 seconds, your viewers will understand what's happened in the last 5 years in America. I've been waiting to say this on mainstream TV, and they will not have me back, because once they understood what this was about. I had Hillary Clinton, I caused Hillary Clinton, I facilitated a bribe, and she took a second bribe for $18 million. And I worked with the FBI as I did that. They're deeply involved in this. They came to me 3 days later and told me I had to forget about it and forget that it ever happened. And I said, what are you talking about? And they gave me one excuse. They said, Hillary's going to win, and it's been determined, it's been decided upstairs. Nothing's going to be able to stop that now. So she's going to win, and she's going to send her people over to the FBI and ask who was part of investigating Hillary, and any of us who were part of it are going to be destroyed, and that includes you too, Patrick. And so this mission has been scrubbed from the highest level. And I thought about that, and I said, yes, sir. And I came, but 2 or 3 weeks later, I was back with 3 federal agents this time. 3 federal agents, and I let them know that wasn't sitting, and this is in Salt Lake City, Utah, and that wasn't sitting well with me. And I'd like to know why. We had almost a year before the election. They could have had me and another person in front of a grand jury in a week and gotten her indicted. And they told me, and this is the key to understanding what's happened in America. They told me, this is word for word, Patrick, what's really going on is this. President Obama has his people across the federal bureaucracy at this point, but especially the Department of Justice. Hillary Clinton is going to be president for 8 years, and nothing's going to change that. But think of there being a Bunsen burner within the Department of Justice. That evidence about the 2 bribes you were part of gathering is going to be sitting on the Bunsen burner. And the hand on the Bunsen burner is going to be one of Barack Obama's people. If Hillary's a good girl and defends Obamacare, that flame stays low. If she's a bad girl and thinks for herself, it's going to get turned up high. That way, Barack Obama is going to manage Hillary Clinton for the 8 years she's president. Then she's going to step down, and Michelle's going to run. And Patrick, that's the plan. That came out of the lips of a federal agent. It was confirmed to me this spring. The Durham investigation has that plan was called the Operation Snow Globe. That was Brendan Obama's name for it. Snow Globe, they were trying to get Hillary to step into a snow globe. I'm looking for a prop. A snow globe that anytime they wanted, they could then pick up and shake for 8 years. My bribe was the bait to get her to step into the snow globe. That's all from it. This isn't a theory. I'm the guy in the room. I'm acknowledging I took part in all this, and I thought I was helping them conduct federal law enforcement. It turned out that I was helping them set up Hillary Clinton for a deep state to control her. And that's why, and I came in public a year ago with some pictures that showed me with this Russian redhead, Maria Butina, lovely woman, that said, and so I'm saying this entire thing, this last 5 years has been a coup. It was from Obama against Hillary, that when Trump won in a fluke, it got morphed into the Russian collusion delusion. And I say that as the guy they had romancing Maria and bribing Hillary Clinton. So I'm about as involved in this as you can get, and I promise you that's exactly what happened. And what we're seeing here is the last act play out. I was the last act play out. And the reason I mentioned that I knew in October 2018 that this was going to happen was because in 2018 I was offered, a federal agent came to tell me, Patrick, you need to understand there are billionaires walking around this world that we made, and we're prepared to do the same for you. You just have to stay calm. You just have to stay quiet through the election. And by that election, I knew he meant 2020 election. So I've known that they were going to hijack this election since October of 2018.
Wow. Wow. Boom. And yeah, I've heard this before too, but it's, it needs to be redone. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. Let me go to the beginning.
He has a full-time job. She is still on my phone plan.
This is a very special flight today. Our captain today, Jim Curtis, right here, he's celebrating his 65th birthday. So in airline industry, the 65th birthday marks mandatory retirement for pilots. Today, we are doing a Finney flight. A Finney flight is his final flight ever as a pilot for Southwest Airlines. Captain Curtis, he's been flying for 43 years. He spent 21 years serving in the Air Force, and he's been at Southwest for 22 years now. For the course of his career, he has over 18,000 hours of flight time. I'm really honored to be his first officer today because Captain Curtis has been a mentor for me my entire life. He inspired me to be a pilot. On top of becoming a pilot, he also helped teach me how to walk, how to talk, how to ride a bike, how to throw a baseball, how to drive a car, and probably most importantly, he taught me how to carry myself with humility, kindness, and integrity both in and out of work, because Captain Curtis is also my dad. Getting to fly with him is a dream come true and something that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. It's really an honor.
That's awesome.
My entire life, he has been the first one to tell me how proud he is of me and my siblings, and today we get to express how proud we are of him. Dad, congratulations. It's an incredible career. Thank you for everything you've taught me. It's kind of scary to fly with an old guy, but he knows the way really well. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us on this special flight today.
We've flown together for the whole month. We've had a disagreement from day one. Honestly, I cannot take off until we solve it. She's been working at Southwest now for approximately 4 months. She has a full-time job. She is still on my phone plan. Who thinks she should be off of my phone plan? Please help me.
Yes!
She's on it for life, I guess. I've been doing it for 22 plus years. Southwest passengers are the best. You guys make it fun. We try to make it fun for you. So thank you very much for a great send-off. Appreciate it.
Isn't that sweet? Father-daughter. Oh, this gal's awesome. Valentina Gomez. She's running for office in Texas, and I hope she wins. Look at this.
70,000 people in this arena, but 250,000 girls were raped and tortured by Muslims in the UK. 4 stadiums in Keir Stammer cover that up.
The men who preyed on them were predominantly Muslim, generally either from Pakistan or of Pakistani heritage. One of the victims from Dewsbury was told by her rapist, I quote, "We're here to fuck all the white girls and fuck the government." Will the minister accept that, in many cases, these crimes were racially and religiously aggravated?
Yeah, that's so sad, so sick. I really hope that gets fixed over there in Europe and here too. Holy smokes, America, this is the bombshell we've been waiting for.
Looking at the gain of function research that in the case of the Wuhan lab, as well as many others around, many of these other biolabs around the world, was actually US funded and leads to this dangerous kind of research that in many examples has resulted in either a pandemic or some other major health crisis.
Well, let me ask you specifically, because we already know that EcoHealth Alliance was partnering with this Wuhan lab to do gain of function research.
That's right.
We just have never been able to have somebody say, it was that exact experiment that led to this COVID bug. But have we gotten there? What's the new thing that you're digging in on?
We are working on that with Jay Bhattacharya and look forward to being able to share that hopefully very soon.
Okay.
That specific
link,
correct, between the gain of function research and what we saw with COVID-19.
I mean, that would be extraordinary because just so the audience knows, if that's true, if it was Peter Daszak's research with the Wuhan so-called bat lady that caused this pandemic, then we did fund it. Then Anthony Fauci helped fund the pandemic.
The
He was
thing
in
that
charge of
he
fighting.
denied over and over and over to Senator Rand Paul's questioning.
That's right. Under oath.
Under oath, exactly. So is it any wonder that he sought a preemptive pardon for anything during a certain period of time by President Biden before he left office?
And then strong-armed and smeared people like Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, anybody who came out and said, I don't know if that's natural. This actually smacks of lab.
And the reason why this is so important is not just what happened in the past, it's because this gain-of-function research is happening in biolabs around the world. I got attacked, and I think you saw this, we've probably talked about it on your show before, when I warned against US-funded biolabs in Ukraine when the Russia-Ukraine war kicked off for this very reason. Who knows what kinds of pathogens are in these labs, and if released, could create another COVID-like pandemic. And for that, I was called a Russian asset. You're, trumpeting Putin's talking points, all of this nonsense, simply for speaking the truth and stating facts that, by the way, are still on U.S. Embassy Ukraine's website today about how the U.S. has funded these biolabs in Ukraine. But my point is, in order to prevent another COVID-like pandemic or another major health incident that could affect us in the world, we have to end this gain-of-function research and provide the evidence that shows exactly why and how it's in our best interest, the American people's best interest, to bring about it.
Oh, this is our last thing we're showing you, and then it's time to go. All right? But check this out.
I flew all the way to Japan to find the only drug in the world that can regrow your teeth. This is Sturgeon Biopharma, founded by these 3 doctors who are changing the world one tooth at a time. Teeth are so much more important than you think. Yes, you eat with your teeth, but having unhealthy teeth actually can increase your chances of heart disease, diabetes, and dementia. And 69% of adults lose at least one tooth because of tooth decay or disease. But not anymore, because these 3 doctors discovered something life-changing. They discovered a protein in our bodies called USAG1. This protein basically prevents your body from growing teeth. But then they realized that if you can block this protein, something amazing happens. New teeth will grow in your mouth in the exact place you lost your old tooth. They first tested it on mice, and it worked. I saw it with my own eyes.
So you can see the teeth, right?
Yes, that's crazy. So from 2 injections, I see not 2 teeth now, but 4 teeth. It's unbelievable. And now humans are using it too. When you're born, you get baby teeth. When you become an adult, you get adult teeth. And now, for the first time ever, because of Sturgeon Biopharma, you can also get a 3rd set of teeth. All it takes is 1 injection in your vein of an antibody that blocks the USAG1 protein, and your new teeth begin to grow. This is the first drug in the world that can do this. And it's all because of these 3 doctors who want to make sure that no one is ever ashamed of their teeth. When people come together to make the world a better place, magic can happen. And that is the example of Sturgeon Biopharma.
All right. Well, how do you like that? That is a great story, and I hope that gets proliferated and comes over here, and so I can get some of my teeth that have ran out of my mouth and have run away. There they go. There's another one. Where's he going? Where's he going? All right. Well, thank you. I posted everyone's good nights, so thank you everyone for coming along on this Truth Quest. Remember, we do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at around 9 p.m. Central, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it, because we love to hear about your UFO stories. We kind of really like that kind of stuff here. And Rosas Lart says, good news about the progress. I don't see why we can't just make more teeth. Right. they figured out a way how. That's great. And Chrono Viewer says, great show, Aaron. Thank you. You're welcome. And so I want to thank everyone for coming along tonight. You guys rock because you're the Truth Questers. And Rose Thistle Art says, thank you, Aaron. Good to see everyone. Good night, sweet dreams. Awesome. Thank you, Rose Thistle Art. Good to see you too. And Valronian says, thank you, Rose Thistle Art. Thank you, Aaron. You're welcome, buddy. And we'll see you on Friday. Good night, fellow Truth Questers. Sometimes I stop the show and then that pops up and wish I could have put that on there. Good night, fellow Truth Questers from Valoronian. All right, and good night, folks. We'll see you on Friday. Be there or be square. And peace in, that's world peace, baby. And it's coming. It's coming very fast. So get ready for peace. Peace rocks. Peace in.